something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
We the people tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We the people are the driver. The government is the car. And we decide where it should go and by what route to do. We the people are free. And I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited.
Hey, there I am down in the bottom very little corner again. Hello, folks. How are you? Oh, look at that. I've got a new light. Well, it's actually an old light that is very bright. There we go. Take a bit of that one off. Probably should have put the one on the front, but there you go. We have these. I might be able to reach. If I can find the right button. There we go. Got a bit of light in the front too. How you going? It's been one of those days today. I mean, I'm not busy in my part of the world. I mean, it was, but certainly not busy when you compare it to many of the things you've got to get up to during your day. And thank God it's Friday, at least for most of us. Some of us have to work through the weekend doing various different things. So if that's you, I'm thinking of you. G'day, Deb Shippard. You were the first one in. Aussie Sue shortly thereafter. In fact, split by mere seconds. Tony, wonderful man. If you're going to the rally in Melbourne tomorrow, you and I would love to stream maybe. I've also been speaking with young Jay Hernandez, texting. He's going to be around. He'll try and film some stuff for us, and he'll try and film some interesting stuff that I'm sure you may not see elsewhere. Good on you, Jake. Cheers, mate. And he's hooking me up with some people from Mantra Moments, I hope. So I'll be able to hopefully tap into their live stream. We'll see if we can show that as well. Thank you, Aussie Sue. God love you. That is the message, folks. Please like, subscribe, share. It helps with the algorithm. It helps, I guess, more ads get played, more money we make. Clearly, it's not working very well at the moment. In fact, somebody was telling me the other day that they've only recently started sharing things on Facebook, and they've get this check from Facebook every so often. I've never got a check from Facebook in my life, and we stream everything on it. So I don't know, maybe I haven't got a button ticked. I'll have to get the Waving Wonder to have a bit of a look and see whether or not there is a preference that needs ticking. Who knows? Could be the missing millions, but whatever you do, help us with our YouTube aneurysm. That's how I used to refer to it. The YouTube algorithm that has given us a bit of a kick in the last few years. But if you can give us a thumbs up, and better still, if you choose to subscribe, we would love you to do. I mean, a very high percentage of people who view the show do subscribe. So thank you very much. I gratefully appreciate it. And, of course, build the family. Come into the chat. I know many people don't involve themselves in the chat, but they do watch it. They feel like they're part of the family, even though they're not speaking in there. So g'day to you lot too. Hookster, it's been a while since we've seen you in the chat. Love to have you back in. One love to you too. Trust all is going well in your world. And I'm not sure if you're in the house yet, but I hope you're doing all right, brother. Looking forward to catching up with you soon. The lovely Sunday. Hope everyone is safe and well. The distractions are certainly going on, aren't they? If you're heading out tomorrow, be safe. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about tomorrow. And the Waving Wonder has joined us. Oh, I hit the wrong button. And to prove that he is, in fact, alive. Yep.
I couldn't resist. You said to prove if I was alive, so I thought I'll just sit there. Sorry, warped sense of humour.
No, just nerdy. That's not to be unexpected from you. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. Interesting night. You've had me working, slaving away all day. Come on.
I have, and people are going to see what a brilliant piece of work you can put out when you are tasked indeed to slave away, as you say. Mate, I just want to put this up. This is Australia Unites Against, and let's all remember now, we should be singing this all together. There should be a little chorus of in the background. Australia unites against government corruption. That is what tomorrow is all about. 12 p.m. in Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, Darwin, Cairns, and Sydney. And I also believe it's happening in Townsville as well, along the Strand. So be part of it, folks. Get out, because the government doesn't believe most Australians have a problem with them. Well, this is your opportunity to get out and wave that flag. Doesn't matter where you are, what city. Well, it matters if there's no parade, I suppose. Start your own. But if you can get to a capital city, if you can get to one of the cities that I mentioned there, or if you know of one that is happening, and it is around this particular point, because there are plenty of other people who've decided to have their own party and parade to try and spoil somebody else's, or just to tag on and, you know, make it look like they've got a lot more support than they may have. There's no need for that. We should be coming together. It is easy to do when you just focus on that one goal. We want to end, that probably should be in the title, we want to end the corruption in government. And we all have had experiences with it, whether it be federal, state, local government, or more particularly the bureaucratic machine within it, within all those three levels of government. So I urge you. And it's nice to see that there is a poster come out now that shows us who's going to be talking in Sydney. I, for one, had absolutely no idea outside that Cass was going to be there, and that Mary Jane was going to be there, and that Hoodie was going to be there. But it turns out Gigi Foster, Australians for Science and Freedom, which sounds pretty fair to me. Great name. Got to be careful of names. Rick Herrera from the Swag Family Group. Sonia, I'm not going to insult her by trying that. Film producer, Rescuing Children. Now, there is a speech I'd like to hear. Johnny Lartner will be there, and so will Hoodie, of course, and Doris Osmond, naturopath. Mick Sims, who is one of the organisers, with Chris Primod. Yeah, I never heard of the Primod podcaster, but he's probably never heard of me either, so that seems fair. And Mary Jane will be speaking at the event about unifying everybody against government corruption. And hopefully some of those people speaking at that event will have, well, first of all, thoughts on it and examples of it, and maybe some ideas on how we can push back against it. Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day, and I just want as many people as possible to turn up, Vince.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about the numbers. It's not really about who you want to go and see, or who your favorite podcaster is, or who your favorite influencer is, or anything like that. This is about pure numbers on the street. And I know some people are going to try and take advantage of that. There'll be a lot of normies there who are going to get fed a lot of information very quickly by certain people. And I would be one of them if that were the case. If I were there, I'd be telling you about, you know, the red flag, and I'd be telling you about all sorts of interesting things with your money. But tomorrow is about how do we have an end to the corruption that is being foisted upon us by the levels of government we vote, we select, apparently, to do this to us. And any other conversations that you have with any stranger that you meet tomorrow are really superfluous, and we're getting distracted from the core goal. Somewhere out there, it might well be you, Vince. It might well be Sandy. It might be one of the people she knows at the Donkey Sanctuary. It might be Daniel sitting down there in Canberra, a cunning linguist who is extremely good with their words. It could be them, Spazza. It might be you, mate. It might be somebody who sees this short that actually has the right message to present that unites us all. It could be just one word, one phrase, one sentence that brings us all together. It could be any one of you But if we all don't turn up tomorrow, you might have the idea and nobody will be there to hear it. Or, worse still, you've got the idea and you don't turn up and share it. We've got to be talking about how to end this corruption. One of you has the solution. So if you're going to have conversations tomorrow, don't make them angry conversations. Don't make them, they said, he said, she said, we couldn't stand there, or we can't have, we can't have our turn on the microphone. Don't make it about that. Make it about the corruption in our government and how we can change that. How people can maybe, who aren't recognizing it for the corrupt it is, or the corruption level that it has, and they're starting to tomorrow. How about we don't look at sucking them in for a like, a thumbs up, or a subscribe? How about we look at ending the tyranny over us all and gaining a new brother or sister in the fight doing so?
It's all about unity. It's all about unity.
Everyone together. I've been looking at this closely, obviously, for the last week. You and I spoke about it. I don't think you knew exactly when the Cossack and I started talking, but I was talking to you not long after, I suppose, and I told you what was going on. You brought up a point today that I made it sound like I reached out to the Cossack. That is not the case. Cossack rang me to set up everything. So just to be clear, if you've heard anything else, not the case. Cossack definitely rang me. And in fact, I heard more and had more telephone conversations with the Aussie Cossack inside a 48-hour period than I have had in the last 3 years, because I've heard nothing from him in 3 years. And since the final answer from Mary Jane's team was no, they're not going to share the stage or the microphone with anybody from Cossack's team, and they just simply refused outright. They were not sharing the stage with Cossack for whatever reason, and they certainly were not sharing it with John Wilson either. I knew that there wasn't going to be a way for the Aussie Cossack to get on a stage unless he was going to supply his own big screen, which it turns out he can. Who knew? But I thought, in the interests of bringing these two groups together and bringing the people together so that there isn't a fight on the day, or not a fight, but, disunity, disharmony, I thought I would work my ass off to try and bring the two together. But as it turns out, neither side were going to budge for their own reasons. And I can accept that. I don't think I've got to feel bad about any role that I played here, because ultimately the role that I played as a mediator didn't work. So failure there. And because of that failure, I didn't get the 1,000-day interview with the Aussie Cossack that I was promised. But that was the stipulation. I had to get him on the stage, and then I'd get that interview. But oh well. Once again, for me, it's not about who I get to interview and get the most amount of viewers or listeners or whatever. It's about unity, and I just wish we could have come together in more meaningful ways, and we still can in the future, I hope. I had a very badly worded prayer last night that I all I can hope for tomorrow and pray for tomorrow is that the message gets to as many people as possible that we need your feet on the street. We don't care what flag you carry. We just care that you care about the corrupt bastards that are reigning tyranny over us in the forms of fines and licenses and friggin' fees and charges that have to be paid and are forever going up. The people that are making decisions on behalf of Australia that are against the interests of all Australians. This is the sort of thing we rally against. tomorrow. And as I've been saying, any other conversation is superfluous. It's a distraction. And there is no point in even turning up if you're going to talk about other things. Talk about this. Come up with a solution. Oh, I don't know if you...
just had a cough there. We should put you up on a stage there, Carl. That was a nice, good 5-minute little speech. So, but effectively, if you're going to turn up tomorrow, turn up, because it's boots on the ground. And if people want to squabble between each other, you've got to ask yourself a question. Are you doing this for your own benefit, or are you doing this for your children's benefit and the benefit of the country? Which is more important? And if it's for the benefit of your children and the country, and you've got to squabble with someone, it's not important enough to worry about the squabble. The country is far, far, far more important. And we've got some people out there that are starting to say that. So we've got a couple of things on the show tonight. I'm not sure when Carl wants to bring them in, but there's the wonderful Jacinta Price has had her ass kicked by the leader of the Liberal Party. And we're going to do a little bit of a review on what she said and what Jacinta said tonight, due to the fact that it just needs to be said. Okay, so that's what I've been working on all day. So I don't know when Carl wants to go into that subject.
I just want to say one thing. In this past week, I've learned two very valuable lessons. In the last week, I have learned that everybody who is appearing on a stage tomorrow has something very important to offer us going forward. Every one of them, I believe, in here, believes they can bring something to the party, and I think they can, for all of us to make this better. The problem is they all want to be the leader. They all want to be the boss. It's not funny, and I'm not trying to be a smartass. It's evident. It is evident. And I don't care what town or city these events are happening in. It's happening everywhere. Everybody wants to be a leader. I think now I'm going to refer to everybody as Pauline, because I'm not sure whether you know, but the Cairns News was responsible for a very serious effort in bringing together the conservative parties of Australia, both federally and state. And they nearly were able to do it, but there was one hitch. Pauline had to be leader, and blew the whole deal up because the others wouldn't accept that. Now, I don't know whether they all wanted to be leader too, but they certainly didn't want her to be leader, and that was enough to make it not work. This is the division they all seek to put into us. So until we have these people, who I believe are very worthy people, they all have wonderful ideas and all can have great impact, positive impact on our lives going forward. But they all want to be the leader. And until that changes, and I don't know how, maybe that's the solution we should be looking for tomorrow before we try and kick out the corrupt government. Speaking of the corrupt governments, as you said, if you shut up and you don't start leading into your own work, you know I'm going to get to it. But anyway, yeah, that's you waving again, I see, righto. There's a fly in there. Okay, so you're right. Senator Nampijira Price has stood her ground by the sounds of it. And she was in an ABC scenario, God help her, being interviewed by someone who I think knew what they were fishing for and sort of started to get it. So what got her into trouble? Well, let's start out with this.
the core number or the type of migrants that are coming in?
No, I believe it's the core number, and it is definitely the core number. And of course there is a focus from this government to be getting them from particular countries over others.
Right. So at this point, it should be important to note that she said core number, not mentioning anything else. Also, anybody who's interested, after the show, I will actually post the link to this ABC interview. She had a lot more to say, and I think it's very interesting, but that will be posted down underneath with Carl's permission.
Just before we continue, do I need to go to Contrib and get something from you?
No, we're going to do a share screen. That was the only way I could work it out.
Roger that. All good. So let's move on then to the next piece, which is, I think, the piece that got her into some trouble. Probably not the biggest trouble, but got her into the beginnings of the trouble, I think is the best way to say it.
So who do you think they're trying to bring in to make them vote for Labor?
Well, those that are more Labor-leaning, that are likely to be...
But there are right-wing and left-wing people in every community, right? So who specifically are they?
Name them.
As we've seen, you yourself mentioned that there is a concern with the Indian community, and only because there's been large numbers, and we can see that reflected in the way that the community votes for Labor at the same time. So if they're going to see a reflection that, okay, these individuals are going to vote for us more so than other parts of the community, well, then of course they're going to express a view that we'll get those sorts of individuals into our communities. And we've...
Ooh, did she say those words out loud?
She did. And she just said what a lot of Australian people think. Now, this is not a direct shot at the Indians at all, so I've got no idea why that one happened, right? I mean, there's a lot of Australian Indians that are in this country, and it's not an issue there. It was more about who is coming in and how they can be coaxed to vote for the Labor side. And once again, she did say core numbers. And if we were to check core numbers, where is most of the immigration coming from? And we don't have the resources to handle it. So she's not wrong in what she said so far. So
no, I would take it, but she had a bit more to say.
Yeah.
The flag, because it is National Flag Day, you had a flag on you in the Senate where you addressed this issue. Does it worry you the way the flag was co-opted at some of those rallies this weekend?
What worries me is the way that our flag has been condemned, that for such a long time now, it's been suggested that if you are proud of your Australian flag, you are somehow racist. We've got to reclaim the flag. I'm reclaiming the flag from that viewpoint, because ultimately the flag does represent who we are as a country, and I think it's utterly disappointing and disrespectful that our Prime Minister stands before 3 flags instead of one Australian flag, and that we see that displayed all over a Parliament, including at the front of Parliament House, where we are here to represent all Australia.
Where does she live? Alice Springs?
I'm not sure, but
I'm moving wherever she is so I can vote for
her. Yeah, she's only talking the truth, right? And this is the interesting part.
She said it from a politician.
Right out. Yeah, I know. She's always been commonsensical. And this part was really hard to edit, as you'll see the next bit, because the interviewer was after something, and you'll see that as she comes up. And I think Jacinta asked it well. But Australia is the flag. Everybody who comes and chooses Australia to be their home, it's their home. It's now their flag, right? So, with other flags flying around, and I think she'll get into that in a minute in this last section. But this is what got her into trouble. And then we're going to go and see what trouble she got into. And I want to point out some shit about that too. Go.
Nazis are using the Australian flag. That's alarming, right? Because it is our national flag. It should represent our country, not these extremists.
But it shouldn't deter Australians who genuinely love this country, who are genuinely here for all Australians, from being able to be proud of our Australian flag. Extremism exists on both sides of the fence, including why there are those that would prefer to wrap themselves in a Palestinian flag than their own country's country's flag, and including the Greens in our own Senate, who would prefer that flag over our own country's flag. I mean, extremism exists all over the place,
truth.
and it is concerning.
Absolutely concerning.
So much truth in everything that she said, right? And what can I say? So she got in heaps of trouble and had to supposedly apologise, but she stood her ground. So I'll give her kudos to that. The last person that did that was Gerard Rennick, and you know what happened to him from the Liberal Party?
Well, yeah, you know, they do know how to throw hatchets there. That's for sure. They're they are a bunch of good knife throwers, I suppose, is the best way. But
I think she's
the
there
woman
for
who,
at least another election. So
yeah, so these comments, particularly about Indians, because at the moment, and I mean no disrespect to Indians who are taking up the offer that's being given to them in any way, shape, or form. The offer is simply one that Australians living in Australia every day on a less than real wage, who aren't lucky enough to be gainfully employed on something that makes over 6 figures a year, then these people can't find somewhere to live. They're terrified of being thrown out of where they live. There is coercive property management practices have gone on in the past. I'm imagining they're still going on now, where you can, in fact, be priced out of your unit or your house that you've been renting for God knows how long, because there is an incentive in the property management market to make more money, and they can only do that if they can put the rent up, and they can only put the rent up every 6 months. And if you've been a good tenant and the owner doesn't want to get rid of you, doesn't want to put stress on you, then sometimes some of those property agents have ways and means of putting the stress on you. And I have actually heard in some cases they put the rent up anyway and hand back or keep the bonus. So I think that's been proven on more than one occasion. So anyway, I don't know how we got onto that. A bit rude of me. We'll get on to the talk about the corporate corrupted and the corporate flag. And look, that we'll do that.
It doesn't matter which flag. It doesn't matter if it's the red one or
look, at
it doesn't
the moment,
matter if it's the blue one. It's Australian. We are Australian. And that's everybody who has come to live
I particularly like Jacinta saying that we are reclaiming the flag.
200%.
I would argue that while I have not quite within reach, but you know, hanging within 3 meters of me is the red flag. I do not have a blue flag in this bus. I have a red flag that is 9 foot big, bloody big enough to fly Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, off the bus if I have to, sitting 4 feet from me, still in a bag, because I've never been anywhere where I think I need to be at the head of the parade to wave a flag that big. So I'm all for the red flag. However, is what color the flag is that important when it comes to the corrupt government? We know the government is corrupt. Normies know the government is corrupt. Once we've got rid of the corrupt government, the normies and a lot more people will be opening their eyes to the multiple levels of corruption that are being exposed, including the blue flag.
Yeah.
Now, if at some point the normies decide they don't want the blue flag because it is the corporate flag and it makes them sick, like it makes many of us, great. But I'm not adverse to what Jacinta Nampijira-Price has said there by reclaiming the flag, because it's a lot easier to get the normies to accept the flag they know and for us to say, well, yeah, okay, we are reclaiming it in the name of our freedom, of our objection to corruption. And that's what we can do by getting out on the street tomorrow and going to one of those rallies in a state near you.
Yep.
I guess it's a state near everybody, but go to a rally near you. You know, that's the point I'm trying to make here. I'm not sure that I'm
100%
making
correct, Carl. Well, actually,
I'm not sure that
200%.
I'm making it clearly.
Well,
I'll put
there
that
they
sign
are.
up for the flag again.
Places to attend, people. Places to
Yeah.
attend.
Because at the moment, if you don't get out of bed tomorrow, if you don't have a hearty breakfast, put on a good pair of walking shoes, comfortable shoes, take a hat, take an umbrella maybe to shield yourself from the sun or shield yourself from the rain or just shield yourself from the bullshit that may well be spewing forth from certain individuals in certain places pushing agendas that are different to the core reason we are all being called out tomorrow. And that is, can I hear it all once again, kiddies? I know we all know it by now. Can we sing it together? Australians unite against government corruption.
Yep.
That's the
100%.
only thing.
If you wanted me to sing, Carl, then I wasn't going to. I'd sing terribly.
No, I've given up on the Australia thing. Least of all because the organisers couldn't understand what I was getting at. So, I couldn't get the organisers to understand it. And
somewhere someone will come up with a phrase that's going to work. So,
well, I'm hoping that somewhere tomorrow in the crowd I'll hear Australia in the middle of a boring speech. But I don't expect there to be thousands of people chanting it. Anyway, the reason we're going out there is because of the corrupt government and what they are doing to us. And somebody who is vying very strongly to be the head of our corrupt government is the woman who, until today, I had a hard time putting a name to, Susan Ley, who decided that she demanded fealty. You must kiss my ring, I think is the best way of describing it.
She said the quiet bit out loud and didn't say it not just once, but twice. And we've got the evidence.
Deeply hurtful to Indian Australians.
Right.
The comments were wrong and should not have been made.
You heard the
Since that time, my team and I have been out listening to Australians of Indian heritage, and we have heard their response and the pain and hurt that these remarks provided for them.
Right. I had so much to say about that. So
I'll let you go.
The leadership team has gone out and talked to the Australian Indians. I'm pretty sure they didn't talk to my son-in-law, but never mind, or future son-in-law, I should say. As soon as I can marry her off anyway. But they talked to all of those people and heard the pain and suffering. Now, you heard the comments.
Whoa. I don't know why I didn't say this the other day. Now, your future son-in-law is Indian.
Yes.
Your daughter is a girl.
She was, as far as I know.
As far as I'm aware, Indian dowries have to be paid in gold, Vince.
Oh, I'm pretty sure her mother, who's a wonderful lady, wouldn't. Oh, you mean I have to pay it, or she?
No. You get it. The dowry is for your gorgeous daughter.
Oh, wonderful. I'd never ask that. I'd say, look, take the gold and make yourself alive. Try and buy a home with it. But
See,
anyway,
that's the plan, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted. Sorry, back to it.
No, that's all right. So
if they
anyway,
need to buy gold, just let them know. I know someone at Ainsley Bullion. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay, mate. Yeah. Good. Right. How to get off track in about 1.5 seconds. So effectively, she's saying that they've been out there listening to those people who are now Australian Indians, which means they live here in Australia, which means they go under the flag, the Australian flag, most probably the blue one, but still the Australian flag, right? But did they listen to the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of other Australians who were saying, stop the mass immigration? Did they? No.
I don't think so, Tim.
Great. Good on you. Well done on taking a small minority, well, not so small nowadays, but a small minority of the people who have chosen to make this place their home and listen to them and not listen to everybody else in Australia. So, Susan Ley, open your bloody ears. All right, next.
I've discovered that possibly these people taking up these offers coming from the corrupt government that we're all going out to protest against tomorrow
Yep.
Possibly
Well, we're
these
streaming
people
it,
are
though.
these people are students. A lot of them, they're coming in in a young age, and if you look at the demographic of Labor voters in Australia, predominantly they are younger people, university type people, until they hit a certain age or tax bracket, and then all of a sudden they become conservatives.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
In the majority of things. Now, I'm hoping that kind of happens with the large amounts of immigrants that are coming into the country that are absolutely voting Labor. It's almost a prerequisite. They're being not so much, you won't get your visa if you don't do it, but it is a very coercive process that they go through, and they make sure that it's drilled into everyone that's receiving a visa to come to Australia that the reason you're getting it is because of the Labor Party, and the way you can repay that great opportunity that's been given you is to vote for them. And this is in part the reason why Labor is currently secretly doing a deal in India, although the Indians aren't very good at keeping it secret, to bring their people into Australia to build 1 million homes. And
$500 million.
Don't think for a moment they're going to be 3 or 4 bedroom homes with a double garage and quarter-acre block. They won't be. They will be small apartments built one on top of the other to whatever height local council can be bribed to let them build them to. Okay, bearing in mind we've lost local council as well. Oh, that's right, because they're corrupt. Do you know there's a protest tomorrow about the corrupt government? And one of the levels is local government. I'm just saying it might be worth going out and waving whatever flag you like, and do. But otherwise, we are going to run the risk of having less than standard Australian homes built in this country. And as somebody said to me, and I'm not sure if it was on here or I've relayed it already, where are these people going to live? Do the people who are coming out to get skills to build these houses, they've got to get trained up in Australian ways. Where does that happen? Well, that's going to happen through our training institutions like TAFE or whatever it's called this month, and the universities. Who sets all that up? Well, the universities get paid to run those courses, and they've got people who can build those courses. So voila, the universities and the TAFEs come up with courses to
Can you grab the Scott the News? Sorry, mate. Can you grab the Scott the News post? So you just put it back up there. You might just scroll off the screen so you go back a fraction.
Right.
Love it. Well said. What is the common link here? Australia. Exactly. And that's why we're going out to the protests, because we need our government back for us, the people, not for what they want to do. So, but 100% correct, mate. Well done.
People are standing up all over the world, and Nepal has collapsed. Sunflower, yes, there is a great deal of angst there. The young people in Nepal have had enough of their corrupt government. And I've never been to Nepal. I've got a lot of friends who have been to Nepal. A beautiful country, but an extremely poor country. And you wave enough of whatever the local De Niro is under their nose, and things can happen when government is in the way blocking you. So that's obviously the young people, and it is the young people of Nepal. Well, all the old ones have got arthritis from climbing up Kilimanjaro so many fucking years. But the young people are making it known, and it's happening in other parts of the world. Indonesia has been on fire for 2 weeks in different parts. There were protests in downtown Denpasar a week ago. There are other countries that are now, their people are rising up, and they're openly saying it's because of our corrupt government. Now, we don't in any way, shape or form suggest you should run out to your protest tomorrow in whatever city it is and set a car on fire. I mean, don't be doing any shit. Don't be doing any shit like that. But what we need is to have enough people, more than enough people on the streets so that there are no cars able to be parked anywhere. We need people filling every piece of the road, every piece of the footpath. We need everybody. If Nana, just look, it's probably not very nice, but if Nana has dementia and you haven't seen her in a while, go and take a wheelchair, take her for a day out. Go for a walk for a couple of hours, see a couple of people speaking in the park. She'll love it. And you will too. All right? We need those people, as many people, all people on the streets. If there is somebody that is living rough in your area, all right, pull up and say, hey, listen, we're going to a big thing in the park today. It might make your life better. Do you want to come in with us? Oh, yeah? All right. Or maybe no. All right. Look out for your own personal protection and safety. But bring a stranger. Bring someone who didn't think they were going to go. When you see this, what is it? 7:15 nearly on the Friday night before the rally. Before tonight ends or before you set off tomorrow morning, ring someone and say, are you going? Would you like to come with me? Please. And then see if they say yes, say, have you got anybody you'd like to invite? Bring them. You never know what friendships you'll make. You never know what loves you will develop. And you never know what change it may bring us all. But it's going to take us all to bring that change, Vince, isn't it?
Yep. The more Australians, and that's every single Australian who's chosen to make this country theirs, stand up, the more we're going to get things going. So anyway, we haven't quite finished that video, Carl. We got sidetracked.
No. Well, we did. That's because looking at that woman's face really upsets me. But all right, let's go back to it. Here she is.
You can always turn away.
Now today, Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price critically failed to provide confidence in my leadership of the
You didn't kiss my ring.
Liberal Party. Confidence in the leader is a requirement for serving.
The ring must be
whoa,
kissed.
Whoa. Just hang on 2 bloody seconds. She was voted in there by the people to represent the people, not to kiss her ring. Even though this young lady is, I don't know if I can call her young, but this particular leader who calls herself a leader expects absolute total loyalty. No, that's not how this works. I said, she said the quiet part out loud. You will vote by my decision, my party lines. And this is supposed to be the opposition to the party in power who does exactly the same thing. And she doesn't say it once. It's here and she repeats it.
In the shadow ministry.
Quote. Sorry. Oh, there it is. Taking a break.
Yeah, there's the break.
Go
Never try to convince you that she should stay.
As I said, I don't divulge private conversations, but today I advised the Senator of the decision that I had made critically, that confidence in the leadership of the Liberal Party, and that's my leadership, is required for anyone to serve in my shadow ministry.
My ring hasn't been kissed. She didn't kiss it. She said she wouldn't kiss it. There's no kissing. It's very upsetting.
Thank you.
Oh, we're gone.
There's no thank you. It is so outstandingly bullshit. I mean, now, why are we going out on the streets tomorrow? Why are people going to go out? She just proved the very reason. No wonder the Libs lost, but Labor's no better, right? So this is what we have to deal with. I'm sorry, did you not forget how you, and I'm going to swear here, fucking got there? We voted you in. You represent us. Now, represent us. Jacinta Price did. She got kicked in the ass for it. right? And you heard her comments were not bad. I do suggest go and watch the whole ABC interview. It is bloody good. But, and just there, by the way, ABC, in case you're wondering anything, we have credited you about 5 times, right? We have been commenting on your video, and we're even going to provide a link to your video. So hopefully you'll get more views, maybe. Anyway,
and
I just
want the ABC to also know, even though it's all shit that you put out, we're still doing all that.
No, I'm not going to say that, because that was actually a pretty good interview. And yeah, the interviewer was not too bad, although she had her points that she was trying to put through. So that's just my critique, my personal critique on it.
Davo's going on a ring hunt. Davo's going on a ring hunt. He's got his nose out. He's sniffing for an answer. Where's her ring been?
I would not even like to answer that question. The mind boggles. Oh, that's all.
Yeah,
I'm going to be very quiet on that one. But
Scott, I'm reading this one out. Yep, that's pretty much the understanding I have of it too, from the aunties and the uncles that I've spoken to. Hello, Auntie Colleen. Hello, Auntie Glenda. Hello, Uncle Juma.
Price. She's the same. She's from both sides of the fence. So,
speaking of Jacinta Price, she had a little bit to say. I think something left.
Yeah. Well, just before we go there, remember, just remember that the leader of the Liberals said that she doesn't show respect. She didn't kiss the ring. She doesn't have confidence in her. Yet this is the only quote I could find from Jacinta Price about this. Have a listen and tell me who's telling the bullshit. Might have been said in private, fine, but it was never said in public. So have a listen.
Again, those matters are for our party room.
Full confidence in her leadership.
Those matters are for our party room. My focus is to go forward and to ensure that we're doing the right thing by the Australian people, which is what we are elected to do.
Do you fully back her leadership?
That is what my concerns are.
Yeah.
For the Australian people, that is what we were elected to do. Boom, boom.
Yeah,
she's got it right. She's got it right.
Looks like I'm moving to Alice Springs.
Yeah.
Look, it's nice to hear. It's nice to hear a politician standing up for the people. I would argue Malcolm Roberts is another one who speaks pretty openly and honestly. Certainly, I think he believes everything he's working on. I don't think he's a Pauline. Maybe he is. I don't know. Do I think that Jacinta Lay is a Pauline? Yes. You will kiss my ring, and you'll keep kissing it to the fullest extent of your abilities, and until I am totally satisfied. And if you are unable to keep your tongue pressed against my ring until such time as I feel fully flattered, then you can't play ball anymore. Now, the reason they're not going to let her play ball is because the truth that she speaks, Jacinta Napier replies, well, it goes to show that she's prepared to speak truth.
Yep.
And a corrupt government can't have someone privy to secret, special, super secret, shadow ministry secrets if they can't keep the quiet bits quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And
super secret squirrel business.
That's what's coming out of a corrupt opposition, not even a corrupt government, a corrupt opposition. But they're vying to be the government. And so what better time than, 12 o'clock tomorrow to go out and express your absolute disgust. Show the corrupt, belligerent, occupying force that most people refer to as a government that you, your family, the next door neighbour whose name you don't know yet because you've never held your hand out to say, hey, g'day, why don't you come today? Why don't you come out? We can have a coffee. We'll have a nice lunch. We'll hear some people moan. We'll have a laugh, and we'll go home. And who knows? We might end up at the pub later for a beer.
Mhm.
And we might discover a secret or a solution that brings us all together, that allows us not to worry about which person I should like, which person or channel I should subscribe to, and how much money membership is. It should be about, did you see that corrupt bitch Susan Ley demanding that her ring be touched by all and sundry if they expect to have any kind of say in a shadow government that has no say in anything at all? All they're doing is being kept abreast of the lies so that when their time comes to be the government again, they can continue the narrative.
Yep.
They've got to be in on it from now, and she's proved she can't be trusted. She's, in fact, somebody that people, I think, probably could trust because she's prepared to say the quiet bits out loud.
Yep. Which you're talking Jacinta or Lay?
Yeah, Jacinta.
Jacinta. Yeah. Well, as to quote Mr. Malcolm Roberts, right? Same two cheeks of the same asshole. Right?
Exactly. And
Just
right now,
unfortunately, there's a couple of pimples on one of those cheeks that are looking to explode and spit out all the truth. But yeah, just saying, a rather rude image.
Cupid Stunt has it right here. I had to read that 3 times before I said it out loud too. But Cupid Stunt, we're doomed until the people admit the left is no different to the right. It's all theatre. Couldn't agree more. The Zionist Rothschilds banking system controls most countries. Indeed, and the ones they don't are currently in flames, or
even some of the ones they do are currently in flames because the people have stood up.
True. I was going to say all working with the gold standard. And speaking of which, the gold standard right now, a bit of an upturn in gold today and a little bit more of an upturn in silver from what it was last night. It's gone up $1 or more, over 63, the spot price.
Silver.
Well, I know.
For all those people, just remember that we have the lottery. It's 1 ounce of silver in the Voice of Freedom pack. So please go to do the Donkey Sanctuary lottery. If anybody's got a problem. Oh, and speaking of the person I forgot to get back to, there's an email coming for you tonight. I apologize. It went down my list so fast I missed it. I did flag it, but I forgot to go back. So I think
that's Spring Tree you're referring to.
Spring Tree, yes, that's the one. Yep. So my apologies.
Yep, very good, very good. And these, although not this particular one, you can see this one hasn't been signed. This is one of the prototypes. I got the first 9 of these filled up with our wonderful Byron Bobs. So I saw in the chat after the show finished last night, somebody wondering what the Byron Bobs are. These are a 1/10 ounce silver coin. Well, it's not a coin. It's called a round. Can't be a coin because it doesn't have the king's head on it or a royalty head on it. So they're known as rounds. And these are produced by Ainsley Bullion. They are a beautiful, 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 beautiful little piece. All up in there, there's 10 of those, and that weighs 1 ounce. So 1 ounce of silver, the spot price is $63. It's going up. If you want one of these, we would love to give one to you, but we can't because they cost too much. And Vince spent a lot of time designing, making, and in the case of the ones that I have here, hand painting the Voice of Freedom bits on the front there. Hand painted, no less. Man, geez.
Under a microscope.
So, I did them all up. Hang on, I can get one.
Yeah, I sent him a task. So he's not the only one who's the slave driver, right? I sent him a task and he's been diligently working at it all day.
So I filled all of these containers with all of those coins and I wrapped them all up really securely. Lots of fuzzy bits, a ton of sticky tape. I mean, like you're going to get a knife. When these turn up, get a knife. That's all I can say. And I was just about to put them in the bag and address the bag to send it to you to say, hey, listen, how wonderful is it? And I forgot that I hadn't numbered them or signed them on the back. So
I
that
so
meant-
laughed my head off when he rang me and said this is what he did. I just cracked up.
So I had to pull them all out of the thing again, and then take them all out of the very safe padding, very secure, I ran out of sticky tape, putting them all back together again. And somebody may have missed a number and a signature, but I'm not going to cut them all open again to have a look to see if that's the way. So if you didn't get a number on the one that you get, I know what number is missing. You let me know, and next
You'll
time
come
we'll see
over
each
and
other, I'll
personally
sign
sign
for
it?
you.
Is that something?
Yeah, no. I have a silver pen to do the signing with. So, it's all
So
gone
as
very
he's
well.
flying past in the bus, you'll need to throw it at him and you'll sign it and throw it back out. Because we've got to get that bus on
the
road.
nice thing about the bus is that if you time your throw at about the same time I need fuel, I'm guaranteed to be stopped.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's good. Now, moving on a little bit, there's been a bit of conversation out there about devastating thing that happened in the US with Charlie Kirk. Right. I was horrified and shocked that such a good Christian man who spoke the truth, who was out there, who was doing things for the community, that could happen. And I think the ramifications of that are going to be absolutely huge across the United States. However, there's a lot of people who are also been sitting there saying, it's fake, it's bullshit, it's whatever. I have watched every second of that. It's 30 frames per second. I've watched every second. And I say, but look, the ring moves. The ring moves. It moves from his finger, it moves to the other finger, etc. Well, I can't find the actual picture I'm looking for, but it's a flick ring, right? He has it flicks, he opens and shuts it, and you'll catch him playing with it in various shots. And it's on one of the Telegram groups somewhere showing him playing with the ring, right? So we have...
Just let me have a look. I'm not sure if I've
got that. But anyway, the point being that, and I've got some zoomed in footage here to show you of just the ring. I didn't want to show the gory bits because, in all fairness and honesty and respect to the man.
Yeah, I've got some video here, but it's from the angle and I haven't blurred it. So
yeah, no, I've got it. If we want to share my screen, I've got a share screen down there.
Yes, I can see that.
Right, so this is it here, and this is just as he's about to drop the knife. Right now, remembering that this ring, he's worn it on his middle finger. He's also worn.
Can I just set this up, please?
Yep, go.
So there might be a heap of people wondering what the hell Vince is talking about with the ring. So Charlie wears a ring on his left hand, I'm going to say, because today I've seen a number of videos where he wears it on a variety of fingers on his left hand. So therefore, the ring is quite large and can be slipped over different knuckles of different sizes. And a flick ring is what Vince called it. These flick rings open on the side, just under, if you like, where the widest part of the ring head is. And where it tapers down to go down around the finger, that is where the clasp is situated. And there are numerous videos of Charlie flipping that clasp open and closing it. It's like a fidget ring, if you like, not a fidget spinner, and something that people who get nervous can put on one finger. And the videos I've seen, he has it on his index finger, and he's popping it and opening it and closing it using his thumb and his middle finger to close it. Now, the ring is definitely, as you're about to see, on...
not this part, mate. I can't go into that far without...
I can show that the ring is definitely on his ring finger.
Yep.
At the time that he is shot. Now, there has been a suggestion, you've probably seen videos and people coming out and saying, oh, conspiracy. The ring moved from his ring finger to his little pinky finger. And I think what you're about to hear from Inspector Clouseau down here is a very viable analysis. So go for it.
Okay, so as in those pictures where it's showing it, his arms are going up like this, right? And you can see the one in the mic hand, it looks like it shifts from here to here. Now, I'm not showing that bit, but you can if you go back, because out of respect, I don't want to show the gory bit as well, so I'm not showing that bit. But you can see that the ring, the supposition is that the ring has come adrift, and it's coming over the top of here as he's coming back with his hand like this and starting to open his hand. Right now, this section here is just as he's starting to open his hand on the mic. I don't know if there's any sound coming through there.
A little bit.
Going the right way. This is 1 frame per second, right?
No. 1 frame is not 1 second.
It's
1/30th of a second.
1/30th of a second, but this is each frame. You're right. Sorry, Carl. All right, so there he is dropping the mic. And if you start to look closely, you can start to see
that ring.
There's the ring right there.
And it's flung open.
See it? It's flung open, and it's come and it's showing it's across the little finger now, but it's flung open. If we keep going, you can see it literally fall away. There it is, right there. Right, loud and clear. And there it is. Oh, bugger. Didn't want to do that.
Shit.
Go back. Sorry, my apologies, people. But there you can see it's right there. All right. I was going to try and blur it all out and whatever, but I ran out of time. So this is the best way that I could do it. So you can see effectively that bullshit about the ring is because they don't understand what type of ring it was and whatever. So the ring is a furphy, people. It is a furphy. It's not. This is not in any way AI generated. This is all true. This is all factual, right? And there's some stuff that Carl talked about the other night to do with ricochets, etc. And on further discussion with him, I think he's right. I think it did hit a vest, a corner of a vest that Charlie was wearing, and shot up into the neck. So that's just what the video tends to show. But that's, again, a gory bit. So I'm not showing you out of respect for the gentleman. All right?
Except for the bit that we did show.
As far as I'm concerned, he's a bloody hero.
I couldn't agree more.
Sorry, bit upset.
All right. Love your work, brother. Thank you for all the effort.
That was a waving wonder thing. See ya.
See ya. Have a good one. He's done some bloody great work tonight. Put a lot of effort into those videos. Can't thank him enough. And yes, he has done a lot of work on the close-up of the hand. I'm sorry for those of you that maybe saw a bit more than you wanted. And we are going to need to have to edit that, Vince. Otherwise, we may not have a channel now on Monday. So if the Voice of Freedom main channel, VOF at YouTube, isn't running, you'll find us on Rumble. Don't worry about it too much, but bit of fun. He did a bloody great effort. And there are so many people who've been going off about that ring, including one fellow that I had today telling me how it's all CGI and Charlie's dead, and I'm very well prepared to believe that some of this stuff can be CGI, but the ring piece, Vince has introduced enough doubt now. Given the frame by frame, you can see the movement. All you've probably seen is a still moment prior to this. You can see that you can do anything with a still, and we could probably, if we spend enough time, sit there and recreate that still shot in the frame and show you. However, it would require a bit more definition, and to do that, we've got to what we've done with this, or what Vince has done with this video, is he's zoomed in on that particular area, and that pixelates everything else around it. That's why the video is not crystal clear. So it's a video technique, but yeah, we'll see. You reckon, Sunflower, they won't care? They like gruesome stuff? I'm led to believe that all social media channels who play certain angles, and that would be the angle that we're using here, would deem that a bad thing and have us taken down. So the less I talk about it, the better, shall we say, and we'll see what happens. I don't want Vince to feel bad about it. It was an honest mistake, and I asked him to do this late, and I said, see if you can blur out the because I was trying to do it myself. I wasted an hour on the system I'm using here today, trying to get it to blur out a portion of the screen so that we don't rock anybody's world with something they don't want to see. And it's certainly not a pleasurable thing. And Vince talked about the ricochet. I think we will get into more of that, maybe in a show just about that. And we'll go deeper into this video that Vince has shown us tonight, once we both figure out how we can put blurs over things. And it's got to be a tracking blur because things are moving. So you can't just, you put a blur up and your topic moves around your blur. That's not a useful blur. So we've got to figure out how to get all that done. And we might just do a show just on this. There are a lot of questions about Charlie Kirks' assassination, but I think we can be almost 100% guaranteed he is definitely dead. And that is a loss to the world, a phenomenal loss to the world. Yeah, Daniel, I'd be happy for his kids too, a little girl and a little boy. His little boy is only 1 year old. The last update that I saw from the authorities is that they had a name of a suspect. They have pictures of a suspect. They just don't have said suspect. We'll just have to wait and see. Will they ever be caught? I don't know. If they are going to be caught, will it mirror JFK, and will that person be shot on their way to court? Could this be the shot heard around the world? Well, it is a movie, and it wouldn't be a bad way for the shot to be fired. You're right. I think that's very clever, Sunflower. You're all very smart people. Very smart people. And I know you could do with $750. So go to merch.vofhq.com, click on the Sanctuary 750 link, and spend $2 and get a ticket. There is only, less than 140 tickets left, I think. There may be closer to 130 tickets left at $2. And you never know, $750 could be yours, or you will pick up one of these, an ounce of silver with the silver inside it in 1/10 bits, each of which today worth about $9. I think I saw on the site $9.61. I think they are. So very shortly, one of these little coins, which you will not believe, it's not a coin, Carl, it's a round. But when you put it in your hand, it's about the size of a 5-cent piece. Doesn't feel anything like a 5-cent piece. The edges are really sharp, and it's very, very light. And it has this beautiful little crystal-sounding ting to it when you bang them together. But I'll let you find that out for yourself if and when you win in our lottery. Easy to do, as I say, merch.vofhq.com. Click on the lottery link and $2 for a ticket. Easy done. As soon as 750 of those tickets are sold, we will draw out 2 winners. The first one gets the cash, the second one gets the coins, and we start another lottery. That draws us one more closer to our next gold draw, and we'd love you to be part of that too. Don't forget that a portion of what we raise here in our lottery goes to help the Good Samaritan Donkey Sanctuary, who right now are currently teaching their donkeys how to develop web feet and get around the property without drowning. It's been a long lesson because the property's been wet for a while. So if you can help out, we'd love your support. If you want to help out in other ways, you can donate at vofhq.com, or you can become a member. We love having it. We don't charge you $400 for it. Just saying. If you're heading out tomorrow, be safe at whatever parade and whatever rally you choose to attend. But please take someone with you. Please get them to bring someone with them. Bring a carload in. Don't just come by yourself. Bring friends. Bring people you've never met before and say, hey, listen, there's something really good happening today about government corruption. We're really against it. Are you against government corruption? Hell yeah. Well, why don't you come with me? I'd love to. Well, no, I can't because, I'm going to sit on the couch. So get out and support it. Good luck to those people who are standing on stages around the country, particularly to Mary Jane, Cass, and the crew that are doing the Sydney stage, which is Hyde Park, 12 o'clock. And then there will be a march into the city. Then I think back for speeches back in Hyde Park. So that's that one. Tricky and his crew in Brisbane. Good luck. They're starting out. I'm pretty confident that Botanic Gardens, I should put all that back up again, actually, just so I don't screw it up and you know exactly where you should go. Melbourne, Parliament House, and try and find the stage that's got Darren Bergwerf at it. And if you can help at all, if you're going and you think you're close enough to a microphone, or I beg your pardon, close enough to a speaker so that I can grab some audio from you and clearly hear the guys, I would love to stream Darren Bergwerf's speech and definitely Peter Horton from the Corruption Whistleblower. I can't wait to hear their speeches because they will definitely address the core of tomorrow's gathering and the reason to rally. That is the corruption in government. And those two gentlemen are going to speak very strongly on it, I am absolutely sure. Thank you to everybody who is going to go along and attend. Thank you for those who have worked tirelessly to put these events together. And look, for those that are doing their own thing, setting up another thing because they didn't get invited to go and stand on a stage, all I hope tomorrow is, for us all, is a unifying day. I would ask you to put aside any angst, any bravado, any bullshit, ego-centric actions, and just give us your best ground game. Give us your best ground game. Inspire people what we want and what our leaders in this alt community say they want. Be those people. Be the shining example. Please. We need more great examples. We need less leaders. We need more great examples. Be safe on the roads while you're heading out there, folks. Dickheads travel on them, even on the way to rallies, so be careful.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's ride!